Produced by Liang Gu, Preface to the Orchid Pavilion Collection, Wang Shiji's work. In the 9th year of Yonghe, when he was in Guizhou, at the beginning of late spring, he went to the Orchid Pavilion in Shanin, Kuaiji, to repair the evil spirits. All the talented people have arrived, and the young and old have gathered together. Here there are high mountains, luxuriant forests, and tall bamboos. There are also clear and turbulent streams, reflecting them to the left and right, which make them look like flowing water. Although it is not as prosperous as silk and bamboo orchestral music, one drink and one chant are enough to express the secret love. This is the day. The sky is clear and the wind is gentle and gentle. Look up at the vastness of the universe and look down at the prosperity of categories. Therefore, wandering around is enough to provide great audiovisual entertainment, which is a joy to behold. Madame's love for you will make you look down upon her for the rest of your life, or you may take her into your arms. Enlightenment can be achieved within a room, or due to trust, one can wander outside the body. Although there are many different choices, calmness and restlessness are different. When you are happy with what you encounter, you are temporarily satisfied with yourself, and you are content with yourself, not knowing that old age is coming and you are tired of what you are doing. Love changes with things, and it's all about emotion. The admiration towards it and the admiration of it have become old traces, but you can't help but be excited about it. If it is shortened and changed, it will eventually end. The ancients said, death and life are also big things. Isn't it painful? Every time I look at the reasons for people's interest in the past, if they are combined into one, I will not fail to express my condolences in writing, which cannot be expressed in my heart. I know that death and rebirth are just illusions, and mourning for Qi Peng is an illusion. The future looks at the present, just as the present looks at the past, sad man. Therefore, I listed people from that time and recorded what they said. Although things are different in different times, I am interested in them and they are consistent. Those who view it later will also feel the elegance. Translation. In the 9th year of Yonghe, it was in the year of Guizhou, at the beginning of March. A party was held at Lanting in Shanin County, Kuaiji County to repair evil spirits. Many famous and talented people came, both young and old. There are tall peaks and steep mountains, dense woods and slender bamboos, and clear water rapids surrounding the pavilion. Lead the water into the circular channel in the pavilion. Let the wine glasses float on the water, and people line up and sit beside the curved water. Although there is no grand occasion of orchestral unison, drinking and composing poems is still enough to happily express their elegant feelings. On this day, the weather was sunny and the breeze was blowing gently. Looking up, the sky is vast and boundless. Looking down, there are so many things on the ground. This broadens your eyesight, broadens your mind, and exhausts the enjoyment of sight and hearing. So happy. People get along with each other and life passes quickly. Some people like to talk about their interests and ambitions indoors. Some people place their feelings on their hobbies without any restrictions. Live with abandon. Although people's interests vary greatly, and they also like to be quiet and active, as long as they like the things they come into contact with, they will be happy and satisfied for a while. Completely forgetting that aging is coming, when you get tired of the things you like, your mood will change accordingly, and you will feel sad. Things that made me happy before suddenly became a thing of the past. We can't help but feel emotional about this, not to mention that the length of human life depends on fate, and in the end everything comes to nothing. The ancients said, death and life are also big things. How can we not feel sad? Whenever I see the reasons for the sentiments of predecessors, which are consistent with my sentiments, I feel sad at the article and understand it in my heart. Although we have always known that it is absurd to treat life and death equally, and it is a myth to treat long life and short life equally, yet people in the future will look at today. But it's just like today's people look at it the same way they did in the past. How sad. So I wrote down the people who attended the gathering one by one and copied their poems. Although the circumstances are different in different times. But people's sentiments are the same, and future generations of readers will also be moved by these poems. Evaluation, as a calligraphy work, Preface to the Lanting collection, has always been considered a classic masterpiece, with he is known as the #1 running script. His calligraphy is elegant and smooth, like flowing clouds and flowing water, and his writing is vigorous. Xia Jin, the editor-in-chief of Yongle de Dian, said in Chunyu Miscellanies that the preface to Lanting is Yojuan's narration of Lanting. The characters are both perfect and well arranged. As the saying goes, if one point is added, it is too long, and if one point is lost, it is too short. Dong Qichang, a calligrapher and painter of the Ming dynasty, said in Essays on Painting the Zen Room, Yojuan's Lanting narrative has the best composition in ancient and modern times. The characters are all reflected in the tape, whether small or large, and they all follow the rules, so they are of divine quality. History. In early March of the 9th year of Yonghe reign of Emperor Mu of Jin dynasty, 353, Wang Shiji and his sons Wang Ningji, Wang Huizhi, Wang Caoji, Wang Xianji, Sun Tong, Li Chong, Sun Chua, Xian, Ji Dun, Taiyuan Wang Yun, Su Sun, Guanghan Wang Binji, Gaoping Shitan, Yaoling Xia Sheng and other young and old sages. 42 people gathered in Shanin, Kuaiji. For the Lanting gathering, 26 people got 37 poems, which were later compiled into Lanting poems. Preface to the Lanting collection is the preface written by Wang Shiji to Lanting poems. Wang Shiji wrote with a specially selected rat whisker pen and silkworm cocoon paper. He first wrote about the grand occasion of the party and described the environment, luxuriant forests and bamboos, clear water and turbulent water, clear sky, clear air, and gentle wind. Then the writing changed suddenly. The style turns to sadness, writing that happiness does not last long and life is short. However, he does not advocate carpe diem, but denounces Zhuangzi's argument that one death leads to a sudden death. The language is fluent throughout. It is not forced to embellish, is popular and natural, combines parallel sentences and parallel prose, and is flexible and easy to write. It can be called a famous piece of history. It is said that Emperor Taizong of the Tang dynasty loved this work very much. However, the authentic copy of the king's book was in the hands of Yuan Bankai, a disciple of Sun Zhiyong, the 7th generation of Wang Shiji. Yuan Bankai was unwilling to part with his love, so Emperor Taizong of the Tang dynasty sent Shao Yi, the imperial censor, to defraud him. Later, Emperor Taizong of the Tang dynasty used it as a burial object. Lu Yu of the Song dynasty sighed with emotion in his ancient poem, Postscript to Feng's Orchid Pavilion. The Zhaoling mausoleum is hidden in cocoons and paper, and will never be seen again for thousands of years. This original has its bones, and the face of the Orchid Pavilion is special. However, the Zhaoling mausoleum of Emperor Taizong of the Tang dynasty was suspected to have been stolen by Wen Tao during the 5 Dynasties and 10 Kingdoms period, and the preface to the Lanting collection was not included in the list of stolen items. Therefore, it is generally believed that the preface to the Lanting collection is hidden in the Qianling mausoleum where Emperor Gaozong of the Tang dynasty and Wu Zetian were buried together. When Emperor Taizong of the Tang dynasty obtained the authentic work, he immediately ordered Yu Shinan, Chu Suiliang, Feng Qingsu, Ouyang Sun and others copied and engraved it, and distributed it to the princes and ministers. It is known as the Tang dynasty copy. The most famous copy among the existing copies is the Shenlong version. The post has 28 lines and 324 words in total, including composition, structure, and composition. The brushwork is quite original and is considered to be the best copy. For stone carvings, the Dingwu Ben is the first to be recommended. At the end of the Song dynasty and the beginning of the Yuan dynasty, Zhao Meng was also deeply influenced by the preface to the Lanting collection. The spring of the 44th year of Qianlong's reign, 1779. Qianlong, Emperor Gaozong of the Qing dynasty, collected copies of Lanting prefaces and Lanting poems from various families, and engraved them as 8 pillars of Lanting and placed them in the old summer palace, roughly in order according to the author's era. Among them, only his subordinate Yu Minzhong was promoted to the 6th column immediately after Lu Gongquan because of his supplementary work. 1965. There was an academic debate in mainland China on whether the Lanting preface was written by Wang Shiji. Please refer to the Lanting debate. October 12, 2022. Italian female astronaut Samantha Cristoforetti flew on the International Space Station from an altitude of 420 kilometers above the Earth. While flying over Beijing at a speed of 28,000 kilometers per hour, he quoted on his Twitter account, "Look up at the vastness of the universe. Observe the prosperity of categories." Therefore, wandering around is enough to provide great audio-visual entertainment, which is a joy to behold.